just load ourselves a game, not the Corpus, where we had just successfully managed to do a bunch of things that I'll reiterate once we are actually in the game proper. Also as a small test. Now I know we're actually getting to the point where we're shutting down our planet's pop growth here and there because we've actually successfully hit... What are those I'm keeping, right? Yeah, the Betharian fields and the Odd Factory. We're currently in the process of becoming the crisis of the galaxy that they'll never be able to truly be rid of. Alright. So that was running through all the planets. Now for the galaxy. So, we're just about to finish off Orange People. After we're finishing, we're also at the same time going around to finish off Red People, because Red People are irritating and we want to get rid of them. We're also setting up our combat forces to go to war and clear out these independents, to clear the Panalaxian Starcorp and then move on to the Wizraki Concern. After the Wizraki Concern, we can either choose to continue this fight or end it here. What we're most likely going to do is just jump in via L Gate while these guys are still cut off in one little place and then go and hunt them all down, taking over this entire empire as well and sandwiching the entire galaxy beneath the Multic Swarm, as we own the majority of the galaxy at this point. In the background, we're also probably going to try to take on and kill... I don't think the automated dreadnought's worth my time. I don't. No, I wanted to kill the Dimensional Horror to see what the... Yes, it is made by the exact same company. Stellaris is a real-time strategy, basically of EU4, that is slowly becoming as mechanically... Okay. It's like you take the best qualities of Crusader Kings, mix it in with the combat system of EU4, and then dumb down, but in a good way, the economics so it's not impossible to manage. And you've got Stellaris here. And they're still making expansions for it. I don't know what the next one's going to be because I don't think they've announced it. But we're maybe like 2 months after their most recent major expansion, which overhauled the base game in addition to adding a bunch of little storylets. Where are you all traveling to? You're traveling to capture this portion of the you're traveling to capture Panaxia itself. And we're trying to get our ambitions fixed up because we have gone so far and above Empire Sprawl, it's not even funny. I'm gonna hit technology cost plus 1,000%, and I will be overjoyed. I'll be laughing mad at how stupid this will be, and it will be glorious.
We have surveyed the system.
Thank you for finishing our lovely little survey. I think I actually have to keep you here. So yeah, just move in. Right, I'd go through my shipyards and my ships too. I accidentally started that was my old recording or default preset for recording with NVIDIA Shadowplay. There's just no easy way to get a good look at the Titan ship surrounded by its cadre of battleships. Yeah, I guess they kind of look like chrysalid pods. But yeah. This is the default preset for molluscoid ships, I believe? And these are our cruisers, destroyers, and corvettes. I believe. Cruiser, destroyer, corvette? I'm not sure. I would have to actually look at this. Anyway, we're gonna kick up the speed as we always do to fast, because that's about as fast as the game can run currently without lagging out, because the game is optimized, it's not optimized to deal with the ludicrous stuff I'm forcing it to go through. Speaking of which, Okay, we've got so many of you. I'm going to apply this template to every single one that exists.
Our situation
Because, oh my god, all of you just go up and die. Become nerf stapled, become livestock as delicious as I really don't want to deal with having all of you thinking and trying to rebel. That amount of green just exploded your game. I'm sorry. It's not my intention. Like, it doesn't help because we also have the sentry array, so we see everything in the galaxy simultaneously. So, yeah, we're kind of screwing up the galaxy as a whole, as of right now. So if we... Okay, you're landing here. Okay, they have no armies, so we should be able to take it out just easy. And for Zarok's sake, as per the eternal question, yes, we still haven't hit the endgame crisis event. Okay, so that fixed up the species tab just a little bit more and probably halted like 15 rebellions that are happening at the same time. Who is the most numerous beyond ourselves? Not who's dead, who's the most numerous. Okay, you are. Delete all your traits. Delicious, nerf stapled template. Apply said nerf stapling template to the entire species. Because, again, we're kind of having problems with rebellions. And they can't exactly rebel if they're not capable of sapient thought. Especially as we're consuming them alive. And we'll just repeat this process until everything here collapses inward. Because who needs society research anyway? Who needs more army health? Our Space Force is good enough to bombard armies in non-existence. I don't know if there's a way we can check to see if we have mega projects in progress. How many mega structures are we building? Well, as we all know, anyone who gets the most annoying trait in the game will quickly get that removed. Exactly, they can't rebel if they become food. That's how we deal with all our enemies. We're a devouring swarm. If you aren't food, then you must be dead. It's also nice because we consolidate this entire species list. It's nice because we consolidate the entire species list, which have all these subspecies in their empire, which I still don't know how they're getting all of these, unless they all go xenobreeding, which feels like a failure of the AI. Alright, so you are going to declare war on you. And absorption, declare war.
We will annihilate the others.
And you just fly right in. You're fine. I've done my best to try to fix the audio, like the visuals on this game, and that's just, the game's a very bright game. I'll warn you now. So you'll move into enter orbit. How are your armies looking? You guys don't have armies. You guys barely have a planet. Now, what was up with you? Okay, you guard a wormhole, so you actually have a valid reason to be upgraded defensively. So comm jammer and double gun batteries for now. Majek, I have no memory. Oh, you were going to become a shipyard. That makes sense. But yeah, you don't have to worry. I understand completely. Like I don't want my eyes to die. Please help me. Alright. Who else do we have to deal with? You're all livestocked. You guys are not livestocked, and we don't have a livestock trait for you, so we'll create a new template. Nerve staple delicious. Create said template, apply it to all of you, and then watch as you guys are no longer capable of feeling for your common man. Now, where were you and why were you being built? You were in the black hole. Nice. So you will be an Anchorage base that just so happens to have a black hole observatory, as well as a nebula refinery. And a new megastructure has just completed.
Our construction is complete.
So that megastructure, if I remember, was all the way over here.
Our construction
Are they
is
all
complete.
habitable? Oh. They're all done. Well then, I did not realize.
Crushing a hostile hive.
Oh, the middle of the galaxy! Oh, that's right, the thing that blinds everyone. I will probably not play Oni, but I've been thinking about doing Kings of Dragon Pass at some point. Considering I have a job now, I can actually probably easily afford a Kings of Dragon Pass. On like GOG, and then maybe bring some other people in just to basically screw around on it. Yes, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to avoid the center of the galaxy when your fleets are circumventing the center of the galaxy.
Our construction is
I do
complete.
genuinely apologize. I failed to realize that was the problem. Well, that's right, we still haven't gotten rid of the governor. Oh god. Please cease.
We adapted a species to suit our needs.
That's the mineral research, isn't it? No, that's defense platforms. Screw that. Get me something else.
Our construction is complete.
Strike craft. Sure, why not? What is up with this place? It's 10 minerals. It's not good enough. Get me a ring world site and we'll talk. Is there an option to turn off the giant flashbang in the center of the galaxy? I don't think there is. If someone tosses a mod my way so that you guys don't get, like, blinded, I will gladly do so. Because I will forget. Okay, you're in orbit. Just land your armies, take them out. Can you guys just move on, claim this, and turn around afterwards? Speaking of unrest, good lord, I'll take a look at my shipyards later when I'm not being... I don't have to scroll through all of them. Have you guys landed yet? We're actually trying to get rid of them. There you go. The animation for those guys landing looks so dumb.
Planetary infestation begun.
Alright, back to leaders. Who's the governor? Jahul Prime. Alright, well, at least we can get rid of you.
Our construction is complete.
You will get replaced by someone who has the exact same traits as you do. And then we'll just delete that leader. Come on. There we go. You aren't available because you have Arrested Development, and nobody likes Arrested Development. Now, can you imagine? This guy's 230 years old. 230 years ago, we would have been about 50 years away, and I think getting into our very first war in this game.
Our construction is complete.
So can you imagine how old this governing drone is? Because that's ridiculous. Alright, Thundering Swarm. Okay, that's that guy dead, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. You just fly through, capture that planet, because you know what, why not? Actually, I'm sorry, fly through and capture this planet, because you know what, why not? You fly on over. We've been bombing new soil into non-existence for who knows how long, so let's just take that as well. Then after we do that, we hit you up, capture all this stuff, we'll turn the fleet around, capture this, that wipes out another species, or at least another empire, then we go through Panaxia, that wipes out Panaxia, and then we can get to the Wizraki concern, and that will leave us with one species left in the ludicrous number of wars we've had to prosecute in order to push this galactic section into hopeful irrelevancy. Say hopeful. Not likely, hopeful irrelevancy. You've got nothing going for you, so you'll just be terraformed. Stillhaven has nothing going for it, so it will be terraformed. Gleaming Shell has already been terraformed. Excellent. Exactly. Like I said, I can't control the center of the galaxy's brightness, except maybe through a mod. And the funny thing is we could keep researching the infinite tech just to make these guys even older. And that's basically what we've been doing to stave off eternity, is just keep researching technologies to keep revitalizing our people's cells and biology. So robots can get purely immortal leaders. So I don't need to terraform everything into a hive world. However, for Stellaris, there are things called ascension perks. As you discover traditions, which are basically humongous passive effects, which are based upon which you can buy from Unity. It requires a lot less Unity than this, it's just we're really late game, so costs are heavily inflated. But they all benefit your species in some way, shape, or form. I have technological ascendancy to boost my research speed, because that's always useful. Engineered evolution is what makes me able to do stuff like keep mucking with my populace, so I can do a lot of ridiculous things like livestocking people, making my people insanely intelligent, mastery of nature to make it so I can build more stuff on a planet. The one I'm using is hive worlds. Because I'm a hive mind, I have access to hive worlds. They're a special planet class that is completely uninhabitable for non-hive-minded pops. So if you're on a hive world, you can't rebel, because if you rebel, the game in a puff of logic deletes all your pops immediately. In addition, hive worlds don't have to obey planetary restrictions. Most planets, such as the one we just conquered here, have planetary restrictions of some way, shape, or form. Those restrictions are just randomly generated based on these fields of what districts are allowed on the planet. A hive world can just say, I look at this number and divide it up however I choose here. And so because of that versatility, hive worlds are amazing, and basically give me infinite production for whatever I need. There are some cases where you don't want to terraform them into hive worlds, but those cases are only if they have unique resources that would get destroyed via terraforming, such as unique planetary modifiers like lush or otherwise, which might cause the planet to be worth far more not terraformed than after it's terraformed. And as always, give them something to cry about by cleansing the planet. Also, speaking of which, we now have a ring world skirt the edge of the flashbang, and we have a ring world up here that has just finished. I don't know what this ring world will be, but I believe we can actually order the colonization of this. Now I clicked it, I don't know if they're actually colonizing it or not.
Our construction is complete.
Are they?
Our construction is complete.
Okay, it already has a planned colony, so it'll probably happen at some point.
Our construction is complete.
There are a few places we still haven't actually decided to conquer yet, but that's mostly because I'm just eternally lazy. I don't feel like bothering at this point in time. Also, at some point, we're gonna have to fix up these worlds
Our
and
construction is complete.
make them not worth something, so to speak, but make them do something more. You are going to become an alloy foundry world because you're producing so much stuff already. No. All we're doing here with our glorious, glorious ring worlds is just making a place where we can store more pops. That's basically it. It's just for production's sake. Ah yes, our own intraplanetary market, letting me do ridiculous things, selling body parts and the like. Because if you haven't noticed, we are the Flood. So if I go to species of the galaxy, toggling the species, the only one who comes remotely close to us in terms of how many pops there are the robots that we're about to go to war with.
Our construction is complete.
Everyone else is... Okay, never mind. Maybe the Igarians are actually moderately close, but we're still wiping them out. Also, Jesus Christ, why are there so many subdivisions? You guys should learn to be perfect. Like me. Dude, we're fertile, we're robust, we're erudite. We might suck when immigrating, but that's not that bad. And we also have a bioadaptability. Or Yeah.
Our construction is complete.
We're also just... What? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. We found them. We're cutting them. We're cutting them down. So you can just wipe out this tiny, tiny fleet. You can then turn around and maybe threaten these guys. Well, no, because they're not defending anything, so you can actually just go on through and start working on taking over these guys as planets. So yeah, just go here. And then when you're in... Go to Ikbek 5-T. So there's another thing that we're kind of waiting for, because I've assumed that no matter what the AI does, unless I just sit on my behind for years, and the AI somehow catches up. And by years, I mean like maybe an in real life year, because I'm still accelerating and growing. Unless I sit around and do nothing for so long that the AI is actually able to catch up, the only thing that could really challenge me is the endgame crisis, which is an event that happens
Our construction is complete.
after a certain period of time. It has the ability to happen in Stellaris, where one of 3 endgame bosses spawn. I'm only continuing this game until either I conquer the whole galaxy, which I'm basically going into overdrive in an attempt to do, or we end up finally encountering the endgame crisis and crushing it. However, the endgame crisis has made itself very scarce. It has had the chance to show up for the past 35 years, and it hasn't even given us a message or anything remotely similar. Instead,
Our construction is complete.
we've been conquering this entire galaxy and have found nothing
Our construction is complete.
that stands against us. Alright, so that'll be one of the wars over and done with. And all I can say to that is, who freaking Ray? Do you have a construction vessel that's actually doing something beyond? Can you just pop down here? I don't care how, just do it now. Yeah, we have the gateways that are also around here. We might need to build another gateway in this subsection just so we can get here at like a reasonable time frame. Wait, you mean to tell me that there are 2 L gates in here, right next to each other, this whole time, both in systems with black holes? What? Alright, wait.
Enemy nest taken.
Why are you at war? Oh yeah, it's the Agarians. Okay. Alright, so that's that war. So you can move in, conquer this, and then get to Nashria. You can land on new soil.
Our construction is complete.
You can jump drive over to Quad. Get over here and land your armies on this planet, I guess. Oh, I can't bombard the orbital habitat. No. If I take their empire capital, I think... Oh, never mind. That is their empire capital. What? Okay, hold up. You've just been building armies this whole time. Slave armies, but armies nonetheless. And so I'm very confused. I did not know you could move your empire capital to habitat if you had no other option.
Our construction is complete.
Huh. Alrighty then. Well, if it helps, we've gene-engineered our butterflies into gene-bred warriors,
Our
which
construction is complete.
have been told to be the Stellaris equivalent of Space Marines from Warhammer 40k. So if you look at Astartes, and just imagine a bunch of butterflies walking around in Space Marine battle armor. Exactly like that. Or, because we're such masters of biological warfare and straight horror, if you'd rather imagine it as some form of twisted abomination of flesh and biosteel, you could also picture it like that. Alright, let's kick off a scientific revolution amongst our people. Hooray and huzzah. Good, the will of the hive mind is getting restored. No more deviancy. Well, I mean, you alone should be enough to take on the dimensional horror, so you know what? Hold up. Oh, that's the automated dreadnought. You alone should be able to take on the automated dreadnought, because we've been stomping them this whole time. So you know what? We might as well take on the automated dreadnought, launch a scanner array of the place, and see what else we can do. In the meantime, let's run through our star bases real quick, see what needs to be fixed up. Right, can you land armies here on their capital? We're gonna lose so many dudes by doing this, but... No, because No, because if we land armies at the capital and take that again, they should capitulate... Oh wait, devastation works? Hold up. We've been doing devastation this whole time. I feel so stupid. I think I'll just go for butterflies ramming enemies instead so I don't get any horrifying ideas. You do you, Matt, fam. Again, if I need to remind you just how horrifying our species are. Every species that is not a robot on this area is being eaten by my empire. A pop is not a single individual. A pop represents millions upon millions of people. And so, just to point this out, at any given moment in time, if we want to, we could take hundreds of individual groups of millions of people, what in real life would be such an enormous nightmare to deal with.
Our construction is
For
complete.
any government, take
Our
all those
construction is
pops,
complete.
remove anything resembling sapience or sentience from them, and then start consuming them immediately thereafter. And we can do this all in the course of 1 month, no matter what. We have yet to find one that takes us longer than a month at this point. And that's just the nice things we do. And it looks like one of my ploys paid off. So since we left the army from here, they felt that it was safe to toss up their assault armies, even though they can't leave the system, leaving most of their places relatively undefended. Or I should say comparatively
Planetary infestation begun.
undefended. Is the general leveled up again? Nope, just one of the admirals. They'll both be here soon, and we can have them both take on the automated dreadnought. For silly business and giggles.
Our construction is complete.
Yes, it does not matter where they are, we just eat them with such surprising efficiency.
Our construction is complete.
Hit them with a comm jammer, then down here, on Ralty at least, get a naval logistics office, Jesus. Anchorage, Anchorage, and logistics office, and then upgrade to Citadel Station. Oh god.
Enemy nest taken.
Alright, so that took that nest. Then we'll just go and claim this one, even though it'll be a significantly harder fight. Alrighty then, pretty soon we shall own this place, and their transport fleets will not have a home to go back to. But these two swarms, you have a much bigger objective. The automated dreadnought is currently right next to a sun. It's also right next to our jumping off point. So if it does not move within a certain period of time, we'll just wipe it out in one fell swoop. Now, of course, the war exhaustion system that does not make sense, as we've already spoken to and discussed on numerous occasions, will soon be called to order. We might as well just take a look at the armies on here. Wow, 12,000. You must have leveled up recently. Hey, you're level 8. This will be like one of the first times I have like a level 8, 9, or 10 general, who will of course die on level 9, so I can't say I've ever had a level 10 general, which is of course incredibly disappointing. But this one's lasted the longest, so I can't really complain. A single massive warship has been discovered patrolling on the Irem system. No life signs can be detected on the vessel, but is emitting a very strong power signature and appears to be bristling with weapon systems. It does not respond to hails. Look at the size of that thing. And in the darkness, the sun illuminates the beast as the first shots ring out, both impacting against the shield that surrounds this titanic behemoth, it being equivalent to maybe 2 Multics Titans. And so it speeds to combat, and the battleships unleash the arc emitters as torpedoes start coming in from the sheer amount of missile swarms we have. And it lands a shot, killing one of our fighters, I believe. I don't think that was a Corvette. And it gets destroyed. We have managed to disable the automated dreadnought in the Irem system. Despite the punishment it took from our ships, the structural integrity of the warship's massive hull remains largely intact. Boarding parties have found the mummified remains of the dreadnought's alien crew still manning their stations. Before expiring, they activated some kind of automated patrol mode, which the limited shipboard AI has been locked in for the past 7.8 million years. Though they take an incredible amount of resources, some of our engineers believe that the dreadnought can be restored and put back into service for our fleet. Let's repair our dreadnought. Wow, it actually did destroy corvettes. That's amazing. Alright. You boys are done. We've got more important things to deal with. Rushing Swarm. Remember that all animations are very janky because the game is lagging like hell at this point. So, Rushing Swarm. Your objective, should you choose to accept it, claim the Maelstrom. As Ravaging Swarm, Rushing Swarm, your actual objective, go to Zempek and just take hold of this. You know, when I say the game cannot handle this, I mean the game really cannot handle this. Also, by the way, you're getting a new sector. We might as well have a governor for the Ring Worlds. There's no reason not to. We don't have enough energy to recruit. That's funny.
Enemy nest taken.
Boom, boom. Boom. Shipping Alliance is now dead. Dead and gone. And all I can say is...
Construction is complete.
Hallelujah. Well, we still need more. Hold up.